Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you. So I saw Ellen DeGeneres at an In-N-Out outside of LA, and my mom's a huge fan, so I wanted to get an autograph for her. But all I had for her to sign was an empty In-N-Out bag. And this is what she said to me. "Get away from me. You're invading my personal space. This is not a charity." And then she slammed the car door. Like, chill, Ellen. I just wanted an autograph for my mom, but whatever. Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
I have been waiting for this one. Now, this didn't happen directly at me, but I was involved in it. I was an extra in the movie Rock of Ages with Tom Cruise and Russell Brand. We weren't allowed to take pictures on set. There was one time Russell came out. This was the closest I got to him. I wasn't allowed to actually meet him, and we weren't allowed to meet Tom Cruise or Mary J. Blige or anybody else. This is what I looked like when I was an extra in the film. This one day, we're sitting on set, and we've been on set since 3 a.m. It is now currently 9 a.m. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for Tom Cruise to show up. So Tom Cruise finally shows up on set, and he gets on stage, and he looks at everybody, and he says, "Sorry, I'm late. But really, this is my movie, and this is my time. So I'm not sorry."
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
Sandra Bullock. I know, America's sweetheart. But I used to work at a Starbucks in a high fancy mall. She came in, this was when she was still married to Jesse James. Took their order, took the name on the cup. That's our thing. Even if we know who they are, we ask for a name on the cup. Nicolas Cage, cool as shit. He goes by Nick, by the way. I asked for the name, and he says, "Jesse." "All right, Jesse, it'll be this much, and it'll be up in a few minutes." He says, "Thank you," and puts a $10 tip in my jar. $10, that's awesome. Even for a celebrity, I don't care. It's still an awesome tip. Sandra Bullock, America's sweetheart, looks at him and says, "Are you kidding me?" and takes the tip out of the jar. Does not replace it with anything, does not do anything else, just removed the tip. That's what she said. I know, shocking. And I've heard that she's this sweet woman, but she's got you all fooled. Then again, I'm pretty sure Jesse James was cheating on her then. Oh well. There, I did it, kidlet. You happy?
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
I almost got in a fist fight with Tommy Lee Jones. So I'm 24 years old. I'm at my first film festival. There's events being held at a local theater. I'm there to see some of the screenings. I look up and in walks Tommy Lee Jones and his wife. And I'm like, that's amazing, but I don't approach celebrities unless I have an organic reason to talk to them. I love your work is not a reason for me. So I don't, but a few minutes later, I see a kid who's 14, 15 approach him and say, "Mr. Jones, I'm a huge fan. I was wondering if I could get an autograph." Tommy Lee Jones turns to him and says, "Get the fuck away from me." Kid starts apologizing. Tommy Lee Jones is like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" At which point, my big dumbass steps in front of him and says, "No, who the fuck do you think you are?" We square up, both ball up our fists, and I'm like, when this old man hits me, it's gonna hurt. And right as we're about to swing, security tackles me and drags me out. Funny thing is, I ended up seeing him again at a friend's party about a year later. He didn't remember me, and he couldn't have been nicer.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
So about 10 years ago, I was in the city, and I went to see Addams Family on Broadway, and Brooke Shields was in it, and I was always such a huge fan of hers, because growing up, I always heard a lot that I looked like her, and I always took it as such a huge compliment, right? So we're hanging around after the show, and I couldn't wait to meet her. And she comes out, and she was a little cold to everyone, but when she got to me, I was giddy, and I said, "Can I take a picture with you? I always got told that I look like you." And she was like, "No, I'm not taking a picture with you. You can take a picture of me." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I grabbed my phone, and I fumbled with it for a second, and she goes, "Take it. Take it, take it, take it." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I did take it. But looking back, I wish I was forget it.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
1994, Chuck Norris. He just kept continuing to make new episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger, and I felt that was incredibly rude.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
Storytime. I won a raffle to attend the taping of TV show, The Mistresses. It was a show from a while ago. But anyways, so Jason George was my host. Nicest guy ever. Oh my gosh, can't speak highly enough of him. He is great. But you want to hear about the bad one. So Jason George hugs this actress, and I was so excited about meeting, and Jason George and this actress were so chummy, so nice. Oh, I was like, I couldn't wait for my opportunity to meet her. So I put my hand out and I'm like, hi, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is... She looks at me with the most disgusted look and is like, ugh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm sorry. You were just hugging Jason George 5 seconds ago, but that's cool. Sorry, Alyssa Milano. You're awful.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
Do I want to tell the story? Do I not want to tell the story? Okay, so back in the early to mid 2000s, a really popular girl group had come out, put together by Disney. I was obsessed. I was obsessed with their movies. I was obsessed with their music. And I was going to have a chance to meet them at a free event. And this is who it was. I'm sure you guys recognize them. The one and only Cheetah Girls. So at the event, it was only 3 of them. It was Sabrina, Keely, and Adrian. And at the time, a lot of people were confused on if the Cheetah Girls were a real group or what was going on with DRLW, because Keely and Adrian were also from DRLW. Me being 14, I guess I didn't word the question right. And when I got to the table, I had said, so are the Cheetah Girls a real group or what's going on with DRLW? Keely goes like this. No, we're a fake group pretending to be on stage. And now I understand why Raven doesn't like Keely.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
Okay, not sure if all of you guys are familiar with VidCon, but I worked VidCon a couple years ago, and we didn't have one last year because of COVID. But my last day working the event, the convention, I worked with the featured creator shuttle stop, and I was in charge of, like, you know, calling the shuttles, making sure there was enough seats for people, putting people into shuttles, and there was like several stops. Most of the celebrities were awesome. I met some really awesome people, including Josh from All That, like the original All That. Oh my God, he was so nice. But the rudest celebrity I had to deal with during the shuttle stuff was that girl from that 70s show. That actress, you know, the one, Laura, she played Donna. She was the rudest person. Her assistant was so nice. She was rude. She just was rude, and I hope I never see her again because she was rude. Did I say she was rude?
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
Okay, this is only low-key kind of rude, but I'm still going to share anyway. Years ago, my kids and I got into the show Pair of Kings. You may have seen it. I think it's Disney or something like that. So I followed both of these guys on Instagram just because I like the show. And Doc Shaw follows me back. Yeah, so I got a good 10 years on him. And at the time, I was married. And he messaged me trying to get me to hang out with him when he came back to Georgia. And I told him, no, I wasn't going to hang out with him. And he got rude with me and then blocked me. So, not cool, man.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
So, when me and my older brother were kids, we used to go to Primrose Valley every weekend. And we were once there with my mum and my grandma. And we went into the shop and we saw Johnny Vegas there, who played Jeff in Benidorm, so he was a huge fan. And we asked him if we could get a photo, and this was like the first celebrity we've ever met. And he looked us up and down and said no, and then walked away. So, yeah. And then by the end of the holiday that we were there, my grandma ended up having to go at him because he, like, barged into her or something. I can't really remember, but I can remember, like, him saying no and looking disgusted. So, yeah.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
Okay, I got one for you. So this is going to show my age. Do you remember 2020, Hugh Downs, the guy that looks like a grandpa that would do the reporter stories and stuff with Barbara Walters back in the 80s and early 90s? Well, I used to be a waitress in Tennessee, and there was one time that they came to Tennessee, they came to Knoxville to do a story. I don't remember what it was about, not important. They called in advance to the restaurant that I was working at and said, hey, Hugh Downs wants to come eat at your restaurant. Can you please make sure that there's a section closed off for him? They closed my entire section. He came, he sat, he ran my ass off for over 2 hours. My entire section was closed off because it could only be him. He left me 10 cents, and he was so freaking rude. So rude. I expected him to be like Grandpa. Nah, he was rude.